Hello everybody. We're meeting here about Ultimate Valby mobbing build today. Now I'm starting to showing my build. First I'm starting with Reactor. We're using non-attribute fusion reactor because of we're using Ultimate Valby's skills, fusion and non-attribute. And actually we're using first, second and third ability generally. That's why we're using this reactor. And about cores, we're using fusion skill power boost ratio and skill cooldown for supporting our cooldown more faster coming and also supporting our skill power with fusion skill power boost ratio. About external components, we're using Enlightened Mage set. If you're asking why, normally before we making builds with Slayer sets, but now this set's giving us non-attribute skill power 84% and also extra 6% skill power. Is looking there minus 12% firearm attack, but actually we don't using guns. We actually giving every time damage with our skills. That's why this is not problem for us. About guns, if I wanna give idea, we have two options. If you want to use a little bit more skill power, you can use Peacemaker because Peacemaker giving us unique ability. If we use Dimension or Fusion skill, single reload for peace, and this single reload for peace giving us for 5 times stacking and per stack 9.5 and also 5% giving extra. Totally if we're looking generally around 50-55% we taking skill power with this gun. But I prefer to using Blue Beetle. If you're asking why, our build is a critical build and we want to support our critical hit. That's why I'm using Blue Beetle, because if we're using Blue Beetle, unique ability when you're using fusion skill is giving you extra 115% skill critic hit rate. That's why I'm using this one, and actually if you're looking generally for 85 and 90% around our critical hit rate. And if we continue our builds, about red modules, we're using Supplementure. Supplementure is changing our passive ability. Passive ability giving us extra 10% firearm, extra 20% firearm critical hit rate, but actually this one is not a problem for us. We don't need firearm. We wanna hit all enemies with skill power, and we need from here skill critical hit rate. This red modules supporting our duration and critical hit rate for our builds. And if we continue the others, we're using 1 HP module for our character is not down quickly. And MP collector we're using exactly because we're using our first ability and second ability generally. That's why if we're using too much our skills and MP is be a problem for us. If we're using MP collector, when we're defeating our enemies, 17% chance we're taking back 12.2% MP. And if we continue our build the others, we're supporting our character cooldown with Nimble Finger and with MP conversion. These two modules supporting our cooldown, and our first ability is coming 1.3 second and second one is 3.2 second. And if we continue the other modules, we make today critical build. That's why we're using all critical modules: emergency measure, front lines, skill concentration. Just we don't using skill insight here. We actually don't want to make 100% critical hit rate. With this build is we have, and also with Blue Beetle when we're using skill, we have around 85 and 90% critical hit. If we're using skill insight, we cannot using MP collector, and like this you have MP problem. If we're making build like that, we hitting our enemies every time and quickly eliminated everyone. Also we're using skill expansion for supporting our range. And also character is non-attribute and fusion character. We're using focus on fusion for supporting our damage and cooldown, and also focus on non-attribute, also giving us cooldown and skill power boost. Our build is like this. If we continue our reinforcements, we can using Hunt Fort 1. Because of this, when we're hitting enemies, we're taking cooldown for 10 seconds. 24% cooldown is coming from there. And if we're telling the other one, second one, recovery third one, because we also supporting our MP like this. If you don't wanna use this one, you can choose first one, recovery first selective cellular stimulation. If you're using this one, if you take hard damage from enemies, you can also supporting your HP with this one. But I prefer recovery's third one, is more better for me, and this is your choose. Which one you need, you can choose. And also I'm using season first one because when I'm defeating our enemies, all movement speed 16% giving for 10 seconds. Also supporting my movement speed and I'm moving more faster like that. If we continue our arch tuning, I did arch tuning cooldown, skill power, skill critical hit rate, hit damage, and little bit is cost. Like that, this build is working good. I hope everybody liked this build and enjoy with it. See you later everybody. Bye!
the face. Tell me that you love me.